Thank you so much. All right. So first question I wanted to ask everybody, and this needs to be a little bit more participatory. So I don't want you guys just sitting there listening to me, because it's not me just teaching you, it's us participating and getting our business to where they need to be. So you're going to be taking plenty of notes, but I'm also going to be giving you guys homework assignments. So a little bit louder, so you good? So don't feel it's okay to just sit there. Nope, because I'm going to have y'all moving around. So first assignment is, can you find a partner that you're going to vibe with for the next 25 to 30 minutes? Can you find a partner? If everybody else is a stranger in here, get you somebody that's going to be like your buddy for the next 25 minutes or so. Okay, now raise your hand if you already got a buddy.
I got a buddy.
Okay, got your buddy? Who's your buddy? You yourself now? Okay, that's your buddy? Okay, cool. All right, y'all buddies? Okay. The amazing wine lady in the back, do you have a partner? That's your partner? Awesome, awesome. Okay. Does everybody else got a partner? If you need a partner, I'll be your partner. If you want, you got to come on up here, though. If you want me to be your partner, we're going to vibe. But, or y'all can do a three partner thing. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so first question I want to ask every single person in here is, who wants to be rich? Okay. Okay, yep. Who wants to be rich? And the way that do you want to be rich?
No, I want to be wealthy.
Cool. Okay, semantics, y'all. Here we go with the semantics. No, I don't want that one abundance. I get it. I totally get it. So who want to be wealthy then? Let's change it. Okay, wealthy. Great. Reason why I asked you that is I used to always come from the assumption as a business owner, when I start helping people with their brand, that, and I'm a believer too, so I'm going to talk about God and Jesus a little bit. So for those that don't like Jesus or God, I apologize in advance, but he the homie. That's my homie, so I'll be talking about him. But I used to always be thinking, y'all, that there was going to be this special magical moment that my business was going to finally explode because I put in enough time. I was waiting. You know what it reminded me of? People in church. They'd be sometimes 50, 60, 70 years old, still single, waiting for their spouse. And it's like, what? You ain't never dated nobody? Like, no, God gonna bring somebody. Like, you know he ain't gonna bring nobody, right? Like, what are you waiting on? And this is how we as business owners a lot of time is. We're waiting on something to happen. Claude, you had kind of alluded to this about like taking action. And when you think about your brand in terms of exposure, nobody's going to care anything about your business, your brand, your product, unless you give them a reason to. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Nicole here. I've known Nicole for a very, very long time. When Nicole and I were working together sometime last year, I was explaining to her, I said, Nicole, look, you got some dope books, it's a great brand, but if you don't put yourself out there and tell your story, nobody's going to really care. And maybe she felt a little offended at the time. She's like, well, wait a minute, Manny, this book is the bomb. It's my story. Like, I got some dope stuff in here. Like, yes, you do, but why should we care? Guess what she started doing? She started showing up at a whole bunch of events saying, hey, got this book. Take a look at it. Here's what's inside. You want to read a little bit here? Turn to page 2. You can read that for a little bit. All right, put it down because you got to buy it now. But she started putting herself out there, right? Think about Carmela with Antisocial, putting herself out there. This is not the first business she's had. She's already been a millionaire. She started something new to help y'all. Think about that, y'all. And this is the way that it has to be done now. Websites are important. Landing pages are important. SEO is important. All of these things. But if there's something inside of you that never gives yourself permission to get out there, then you'll always be praying and asking for somebody to help you and just waiting on for permission. Like when we was kids, we needed the permission slip signed, right? To go on the field trip. Now you're a grown woman, grown man, and you still waiting on somebody to sign that permission slip. They don't need to sign it. Guess what? Ain't nobody gonna sign it for you. Thank you. So now it's time, y'all, and I'm that type of brand development coach. Is I want to help you look under the hood. What exactly is going on? Why aren't you successful? Well, Manny, it's my marketing. I ain't got no money for marketing. Well, I would say, young lady, young man, social media is totally free. So aren't you on there? I was reading a book called Key Person Influence. And it talked about how back in the day, people that like lived in the woods, they were scared of lions and tigers and bears jumping out and getting them, right? And now there is no lions and tigers and bears we're afraid of, y'all. There is not going to be a lion that's going to come through and be like, "Arr, I'm about to scare all of y'all." That's not going to happen. But guess what happens? You pull out that phone and it's a lion. It's scaring you just as much. They were scared of running to get away from this creature that was going to attack him and kill him. You thinking that social media is this lion that's going to get you. It's really just trying to help you. But you like, nah, I ain't going to do it. Maybe sometime in 2023, and you're only saying that because we in November. But if we was in March, then you would have been like, all right, well, I'm going to do it on the third quarter. Because you give yourself a little breathing room to use that as an excuse so then nobody's looking at you like, oh, yeah, well, she said she was going to do it then. Because here's what's going to happen. And tell me if this has been you in the past. The next year going to come, and then you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to do it in March. I'm going to do it in April. And at what point, look, the amazing wine lady back there, that's my nickname for her, the amazing wine lady. I'm sure there was a time and season where she thought about this company for years before she actually started it. She saw all these other people doing some amazing things. She said, I could do that too. But to get to this point where she's at an event, showing her product and people are actually buying it, that took a process to get to. That's the process that most of us don't want to do. So as you think about like building your brand, there's a couple things that you got to really, really think about. The first one is, let me get out of my own way in this season. People have been telling you've been great for years. You done heard prophecies. You done got anointed. People done threw castor oil on you, anointing oil. You are anointed at this point. There's no other oil that you need at this point. The only thing is you now just showing up. And you can hear amazing people like Claude present this stuff to you like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But then as soon as you get home, you're like, I ain't about to do nothing. Hey, that sounded good, Claude. I was going to book some time to talk to you, but I know I ain't ready. I ain't doing nothing. At what point are we just going to show up, y'all? And this is not just social media, but it's showing up to events like this and meeting other people, letting people see your unique talent, because this is how they're going to have a reason to actually buy from you. I got to shout out Rachel. Rachel, can you show them the book that's inside of your bag? Rachel, what exactly do you do? You can take the mask off. She ain't going to get you. She ain't got COVID. Do you got COVID? No, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. She ain't got it. She got a mask on too, though. So just put your mask on. She going to feel safe.
Consultant.
Yep. So she got all that cool cookware stuff, cutting boards, silverware, all that type of stuff.
See, she said it last time. It does.
See, look, and here's a conversation I had with Rachel before any of this started. I said, hey, Rachel, this book looks amazing. You got some great stuff in it. Guess why ain't nobody buying from you? Because don't nobody know about it. And you can say, well, Manny, it ain't that simple. Yes, it is. Because it's the same thing for me. I finally started speaking, put myself out there. When I was scared, I started speaking. But guess what, y'all? I keep positioning myself like the successful Manny and not the scared, nervous, afraid, intimidated, rejection-filled Manny. Because that person exists too. But I choose to be this Manny because this Manny keep getting better results. This Manny be making a whole lot of money with his clients, y'all, because he be showing up this way. Not like, hey, so I got this marketing agency. You guys want to check it out? So here's my website. Oh man, I don't have any business cards, but maybe I could give you my phone number. That's how a lot of us is, and I'm not trying to throw no shade, but the reality is all of us is gifted in talent. Everybody in this room got something valuable to bring to the table. Amen. But the reason that you're not is because you keep allowing these thoughts to stop you. And then when you think about somebody like Claude, right? Think about this amazing publishing company that Nicole has. You be like, I'm about to do it. You know, I'm about to sign up with Anti-Social because they said something that impacted me. I'm about to do it. But then you start saying to yourself, no, I ain't going to pay for that. I don't know if I really got the money. But you got the money for Netflix. You got the money for Prime Video. You got the money for Hulu, Disney. Like, I mean, so some of us have made a decision, you know what, forget cable, I ain't using cable no more, but I am about to have 15 streaming companies. So you still spending $200-300 a month. Now it's just a whole bunch of stuff that you don't even have time to watch. And are you like me? Because I'll turn on Netflix and I'll be scrolling for 15 minutes on what I want to watch. I ain't even watched nothing yet. It's been 15 minutes. So then I say, you know what, I'm gonna find something on Prime. I'm gonna find something on this. Then it's 30 minutes gone by, and then I pick up my phone. Now I'm just scrolling through the phone. And what if I would have used at least 30 minutes of that to work on my business? That's my only argument today, y'all, is that the problem with a lot of us folk, and that probably sounds kind of hood, I'm educated, but I'm gonna say us folk, you know what I mean. Us folk, we don't be executing, y'all. And then, this is why I wanted you to get a partner and start talking to people, because then most of us feel so siloed that we're all by ourselves, that we ain't got no support, we ain't got nobody to help me. You got other people right there that's willing to grab a hold of you and say, look, let's do it. But you're waiting on somebody to allow you to be comfortable in your mess too, because now it's time to get you somebody close to say, hey, how'd last week go? Well, what do you mean? Well, you said you was gonna work on this stuff. What happened? You know, some stuff happened, and you know, somebody had died, and I had to take my grandmama to the hospital. And then I was making my lasagna, and it turned out wrong, so I had to go back to the store and get some more cheese. And then that happened, and then the kids, you know, they was at school, they weren't acting right. It was just a lot going on. I couldn't do it. But hey, y'all, here's the reality. Everybody know this. We all are gonna go through some stuff. Hey, how are you? Great. We all gonna go through some stuff. The minute that you understand and realize that we all gonna go through some stuff, you'll stop using those things as excuses. And then we in the church, what's another thing that we say? Oh, the devil was attacking me. So then now we get into this victim mentality. So now our business never has an opportunity to really grow and expand, because we keep putting the onus and responsibility on everybody else. When your brand can really go to the next level starting today. And this is why right at the top, I asked who wanted to be rich. And then this amazing young lady corrected me, and she said, no, I don't want to be rich, I want to be wealthy. Me too. So we all want to be wealthy. We all agreed to that. But at what point do we now make the decisions that these people that are already wealthy and start doing those things? Claude alluded to reading books. It's extremely important. You can make the argument, I don't have time to read books. You don't have time not to read books.
Audible, right?
Audible, it's amazing. I got so many books on Audible, and then I got hip the other day. Beautiful wine young lady back there. There's some great books on Audible that's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You just go through the one thing. They be having all kind of stuff that I guess some people didn't like that much. So they was like, hey, this on the free version. Cool. Them books been helpful too. But we are still stuck, y'all, because we like, it has to be an easier way, man. I shouldn't have to read the books. I should just be able to get $10 million like some of these other cultures. Well, some of these other cultures do got the money, but the thing that I've really started to learn more and more is that these people that are trust fund babies that got plenty of money available, they don't have something that we do have, and that's that work ethic. That's that ability to go through some storms and still be able to persevere and still be resilient. They ain't got none of that. So what if you use some of your resilience and put yourself out there, went to amazing agencies like mine and Claude and said, look, I need some help. I know I can't do it by myself anymore. And see, marketing doesn't have to be as hard as we have made it to be. No longer from this day forward do you have to look for leads. You just got to make yourself findable. So no more finding leads, just make yourself findable. And the best way to do that for me that I've seen, I like your thing, that's nice, bro. I don't even know you. I'm Manny, by the way. Nice to meet you, bro. Just got to get compliments. See, and this type of stuff we need to do. When you see somebody with a nice scarf coming there, you got to say, hey, bro, nice scarf. That's besides the point. Ain't got nothing to do with this discussion. Let me get back to the lesson. I apologize. So what I'm saying is, y'all, if we start to become findable by becoming a key person of influence in your industry, you got to be the type of person when they look at you on Google, they find all kind of stuff. And just as a test, if y'all want to try it, search for Manny Hall, see what you see. You're going to see all kind of stuff pop up. Not no like tabloid type stuff, but it's some positive things. You're like, well, wait, is a sex tape out there, man? Like, what's going on? Like, none of that kind of crazy stuff. You got a question, Claude?
Well, actually, I just wanted to say something, and just to compliment what you said. In all my life, there is nothing more powerful and strong than a black woman. And, my mother was a single parent, raised two of us, and regardless of, how difficult you think it is, you already have everything you need to do and go anywhere you want to be.
Really do.
Because you've already been through more than most people have had to deal with. You've already overcome struggles that most people would be, rocking back and forth in a corner for.
Fact.
So, never doubt that, the mountain is too high, because you've already overcome more than what a lot of people have been able to.
I totally agree. Totally agree. And his point is super valid. But here's the other reason why we say stuck is because we keep thinking in these loops and these patterns every single day. I used to think that when I woke up, it was like whatever happened, happened. I never knew that I was responsible for my day. And if you didn't, let me get you free today. Because now, tomorrow, even this afternoon, you can say, you know what, I'm having an amazing afternoon. Tomorrow morning is going to be so fantastic that I'm probably going to do backflips because I ain't never been that pumped before. You can be like, Manny, that's not possible, because God wants me to have a bad day, and that's what's going to happen. You just got to be content for whatever I have. No, you don't have to be like that. You can literally be happy. You can choose to have joy. You can choose to live a different life every single day. When people be saying you got to be yourself, in essence, I understand what they're saying. But in reality, there is no one person. Because who are you? You can decide to be a different person every single day. Sometimes you've been a depressed business owner. Sometimes you've been that struggling business owner. You've acted that way. So why don't you just act like somebody new? And what if you showed up long enough as this successful business owner? Won't you believe that some people will start to think that you are successful? You got to believe it. You got to believe it. And this is why I practice being this Manny Hall right now. And most people can say, well, no, Manny, you just got to work on your brand. You got to work on your marketing. This is me working on my branding and my marketing. Every single day, I practice being me. When I wake up, I'm like, Manny, I know you got some stuff jumping off in your life. I know your mom died last year and you should be sad and depressed and all stressed out, but you're going to choose to be a different Manny today. You're going to choose to use some of that heartache, some of that pain, and use it as fuel to help somebody else. So I used to be that marketing guy that would give a whole lot of fluff. I used to tell people, hey, just do this and do that, and everything's going to be great. But what I started finding out is the majority of business owners I was working with, they were stuck because they didn't believe in themselves long enough in order to actually have that type of success. But you know you got something good, but now it's time to say, look, world, I got this great thing to offer. Who wants it? Well, I want it. But they said they don't want it. So then here's what happens. This is the juiciest part. If you don't get nothing else, please remember this part. You start to struggle with rejection as a business owner because you also struggle with rejection as a regular human being. Maybe guys rejected you. Maybe your mama rejected you. Maybe your father abandoned you. Manny, this ain't that type of talk, is it? Yeah, it is, because it all relates to your marketing and branding. This is the reason why you can't show. I'm about to give you the points. When I found out what the word rejection means, coming from the root word reject, simply means not to one's taste. That's all it means. I don't know why I ain't never looked that up all these other years, y'all. For years I was struggling with rejection and never got that word till one time I was in meditation. And the Lord was like, look up the word reject. I said, dang, not to one's taste. So some people are simply saying, Manny, I don't like you like that because you ain't my taste. And you think as us as human beings, whether you like banana pudding, apple pie, you ain't got a taste for it every single day. Like amazing wine lady, what's your name? Nakia. I want to call you amazing wine lady, Nakia. That's what I'm just calling you. But when you have these amazing wines, even though you made the wines, you know they taste good, you ain't got a taste for every one all the time. Because sometimes you be like, you know what? I don't even want to look at Moscato right now. Like, Riesling, get out of my face. I don't even want to look at you. But then you over here, like, I don't know why I like Merlot right now. I ain't even like Merlot like for 6 months. I'm tripping. That's how it be. So you put your product out there, you're like, nobody likes it. They keep rejecting me. They're simply saying, I ain't got a taste for this right now. That might change later, but right now I don't. But we got to start talking to the people that already got a taste for it. Like me as a Christian believer, one of the things I used to do that was bad, I used to kept trying to convert people that clearly said they was atheists. Come on, man. Jesus is really cool. They're like, no, bro, I really don't like Jesus. I don't want none of that. I'm cool. And the kid, this would be the equivalent to you trying to market to the people in AA, like, hey, take some wines. Like, I can't, bro. They told me I can't drink none. Like, just taste it. Just get a sample. But then on the reverse side, for people just from Cleveland, you remember being at Randall Mall, and them little Asian ladies, whether they was Chinese, Japanese, not sure, but they would have those little teriyaki chickens, and they would say, hey, you want a free sample? Oh man, I used to be that guy that would loop around a couple of times, turn my hat inside out, turn my jacket off, hold it this time so they think I'm a different person, because I kept getting another sample, y'all. And I kept getting so many samples that even though I tried not to buy it, I still was in line to get me a meal because they gave me a taste. So we got to give people a taste that actually want a taste of what we got. I want everybody in here to name what it is that you do real quick.
Book publishing.
Web design.
E-commerce.
You say e-commerce? Okay.
Official.
Efficient.
Graceful black eye jewelry.
Yep.
Customized t-shirts.
You ain't say nothing. Photography, yep.
Customized t-shirts.
Customized t-shirts.
Winemaker. Retail boutique.
Retail.
Juice.
Juice. Oh, juice. I like the way he said that. I said, I want to know more about what kind of juice. See, but stay right there.
Got the juice. Medical services.
Medical service, okay.
Restaurant and home.
Nice.
Art,
Art, okay. What kind of art?
photography, poetry, and music.
I love it. It's your turn.
Oh, coaching.
Okay.
Home care provider and a membership.
I love it.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Gloria,
Tax prep and transportation for disabled.
sir,
On the network.
I love it.
Business development. Business coaching and creative.
Absolutely. So just as a quick blurb, everybody heard what somebody does. Now, when you're more intrigued, you say, hey, you said juice. What kind of juice was you talking about? Talking about the same type of juice that the kid back there got type of juice, or is this some like Kool-Aid type juice? Like you want to know more. And back to my point about becoming a key person to influence, y'all, this is the best way to do it. And yes, you can do websites, you can do SEO, you can do ads and all the other stuff. But when all this attention finally comes back to you and you ain't got nothing valuable for somebody to actually want to buy, then it's like all those ad dollars, all the SEO. And Claude, I love the point that you made about SEO because people think that their SEO strategy is so important, but then now you lead all this traffic to where? Now you got this sucky product that's not sustainable, it's not helping me, but eyes are all on it. So I would much rather you work with an amazing company, here's a shameless plug, like A.N.T.I, because you could say, well, I'm already a millionaire, and they still got stuff that's gonna help you get even higher. Their operations, their systems, their processes they're gonna help you with, their marketing, their branding, their networking. Look, they got heavy hitters within the group that could actually help you make even better connections and get even more clients and customers. Now, the point that I'm making with all of this, y'all, is that we have to do something different. And you literally have to become a different person if you want to be highly successful. That might offend some of you because you maybe you're looking at yourself like, what do you mean, Manny? Yes, I totally mean it. There's parts of you that need to change before you can get to this next level, because this you right now is going to keep stopping you. Because the majority of the time you wake up every single day, you say to yourself, I want to be successful, I'm going to do something. You even got your affirmations. But because we operate from our subconscious mind 95% of the time, whatever those habits, those belief systems that you have had as a business owner, those things is naturally coming out to the forefront every single day. So it doesn't matter in the morning you watch this YouTube video that pumped you up and you was like, yeah, I can do it because every time I said I could, I'm about to go out here and kill it. But then you don't kill it because you go right back into that program of, I don't believe in myself, I suck, my mama didn't love me, daddy didn't love me, my nose is big, my left foot hurt, I ain't got the money, like all of these different excuses you rely on. And this is why I'm saying, if you can start practicing becoming the type of person that you need to be every single day, then now your brand starts to be respected in a totally different way. I had somebody come out, I didn't even tell y'all this, I was gonna tell you on the next call. Somebody calls me that says, matter of fact, y'all talk to the young lady. She's having a black tie event in January. So she hit me up and she said, hey, I want you to,
She watching right now.
Where's she at?
Online.
Oh, hey. Hope all is well. So hit me up. We had this amazing conversation and I'm like, is this price for me to come speak. And I ain't gonna say it because she's watching now. So that example kind of got messed up a little bit. But she said, okay, well, how much? I said, well, this is the price for me to come speak. That was much higher than I normally charge, but I said that this is the new rate because y'all, this is the new Manny. This what the new Manny charged. The old Manny would have said, okay, look, give me $75 and maybe a nice little card or something with a gift card in there to like $5 on Giant Eagle gas or something. I would have been fine with me. But now I'm like, nah, it's gonna be this. Yes.
Benny, did you want to speak on maybe like embracing failure and how your journey is going to be a lot of trial, error, more error, more error?
Absolutely. And see, and that's a part of it, y'all, because we're going to naturally fail because you're learning stuff that you didn't learn before. And this is always going to be like a brand new area and territory. So it's like the way that I'm talking and kind of being silly and just real relaxed, I had to practice this, y'all, because before I would be like this, like, oh my gosh, everyone's staring at me. They probably hate what I'm saying. I'm not good. I suck. But now I don't care. So it's like I care about y'all, but in the other way, I just don't care enough to be concerned to go home if my wife asks, how was the event? But, oh, well, there was this one dude in the back. He kept looking at me like he didn't like me. And one lady, I felt like she had her pen in her hand, like she was taking notes, but I think she was just talking to somebody else. Like, I don't care no more. I know that I'm here to help, but we all got to embrace this development. So that's where the failure comes in, because you're seeing things about yourself that you're just not as good as other people on that level are. But you realize that you just got to this level. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to be having to learn some stuff. And this is how Manny continues to be. So I know I'm going to fail every single day because I'm willing to take some risks that I never took the day before. Like I'm willing to reach out to people on Instagram that got way more followers than me, blue check mark, they're celebrities, and saying, hey, I can help you with your business. That's how I got celebrity clients. It wasn't because I was waiting on them to call me and say, hey, Manny, guess what? It's 2022. You know what that means? Like what? You can work with us now because you graduated. You ready? Come on. No, the first group of celebrities you're going to work with, they're going to be C-list, and then maybe you can work with A-list in about 10 years. Is that cool? No, I went right after the top dogs. Right after them, because I know that I had something extremely valuable to help them. Now, are they making more money than me? Yep. Right now you are. But the plan is for me to have the top marketing agency in the whole country, y'all. The whole country. That's my goal. What if I never reach the goal? That's okay. You see that? Like, I'm constantly keeping my eyes on the goal and doing the things that need to be done to get to that goal, even if I never reach it. Think about Martin Luther King's goal. For equality for all people, we still ain't got that. But he kept going here and said, look, this don't look like this thing ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just probably stop and hang it up right now. He kept on going. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta sell that juice like it's the best juice in the entire world. Flat out. You gotta let people know that you've never had an experience like this, because this juice is gonna change your life. But what's in it? You got B vitamins and A vitamins and stuff. We got all kind of stuff, and it's gonna change your life. That's how it has to be. Y'all got to get much more excited about what it is that you're doing. You keep thinking that you're this just starting small business owner. That's not how you got to look at yourself. Hopefully this stuff is helping you, y'all. But I really want to just more than anything else change your mindset about your brand, because what you have is explosive. You've taken the time to put it together, to write all this stuff down. You keep getting these visions in the middle of the night, all these ideas, but you got this list of ideas but zero execution. And you can say, well, Manny, how dare you say I've been working very hard? Have you, though? Let's be honest. Like, really, have you been really working that hard? Think about how hard you've worked on stuff that you were really passionate about. And sometimes, for some of you, if statistics be true, it's at least 3 people inside of this room that are doing a business that you're really not even passionate about. But you're doing it because you know that you can make money in it. And you've seen somebody else make money, but you don't even like doing it. You look at the price like, this thing ain't even good. I ain't buying it. I wouldn't buy this myself. If statistics be true. But the only reason you doing this because you like the thing that I really want to do, oh, that's going to take some work. That's going to take some time for me to build that up and get people really excited about it. And you just got to be comfortable with that. So as we wrap up, Here's the next thing that I want to do for everybody. When everybody, if you already got my phone number, then don't worry about this part. But if you don't have my phone number, I want you to put my phone number inside of your phone, because then here's what we're going to do next. You're going to text me, hey, Manny, I'm in. I want some more help. And then what I'm going to do is send you a link to just schedule a free call with me, and I'm going to give you so much game one-on-one. I'm going to be in your face, drilling home, giving you some actionable items at no cost. That's what we're going to do. But the only thing you got to do is just say I'm in. Now, during this call, we're going to discuss this program that I have for you. There's $297 for you to work with me for 3 months with me and a bunch of other amazing entrepreneurs just like yourself. For 3 months, you're going to work with Manny Hoff, $297. Now, Carmela, please don't even tell them how much y'all got to pay, but including other clients. But I am straight up. But this is giving you guys a taste of what you could be getting, because ultimately we all can go to the next level. So I don't want anybody in here to leave this room without texting me and saying I'm in, or making a decision today, y'all, to sign up with Antisocial. They have 3 different levels of tiers that you can be able to work with them to get the help that you need. Do not say to yourself, well, I mean, I would, but I just ain't got it. The holidays is coming up. The holidays been coming up. The holidays going to be an excuse for the next 50 years for us, y'all. People don't want to schedule meetings around the holidays. They don't want to make no money around the holidays, but they sure is ready for that Black Friday sale. You got some time and energy for that. So now, do something that's going to benefit you. Eric Thomas got this great book out right now. It's called You Owe You. And I ain't saying for y'all to go buy the book, because if you're going to spend some money, spend the money on somebody here or us. But I'm just telling you about the book. But the book is powerful. And within the book, it talks about how we owe ourselves now, y'all. We've been giving out to everybody else. It's been our kids, our mama, our family, all this other stuff. Now you got to get to the point where you step up. So here's my phone number, 216. 216-632. 4739. And just text me and say I'm in, so I know exactly who you are. Well, I'm still not going to know who you are without the name, but I know that you're somebody from the event. So just text I'm in. That's all I want you to do, say I'm in. And then I'm going to give you as much game as I can on this call, and I'm going to tell you more information about this $297 program to work with me and my team for 3 months. And we're going to have a call once a month, and it's going to be a 2-hour call on Zoom where we get all up in your face, straight up, because we want to give you the real life practical things that you could be doing. We're going to talk about social media. We're going to talk about email marketing. And to Claude's point, if you're not building a strong email marketing list, you're missing out. You can't use social media to sell. That's not the place to sell. Social media, and I've said this, I ain't heard nobody else say it. So if you hear somebody else say they got it from me, is that fair? Social media has become like this swap meet, y'all. Where it's just every time you scroll, you look up, it's hey, come buy this. Okay, no, weirdo. Come buy this. And it's just why does it got to be like that? It should be a place for relationship building. Social media, we're supposed to be social in there, not just keep selling to each other. So there has to be a better way. So within this program, again, $297, I'm going to give you so much. I'm going to change your mindset about who you are and what you can actually have. I'm going to show you practical things you could be doing, put a plan, put a strategy together for your business. If you're somebody who needs a new business model, you need a new brand strategy, you need a marketing strategy, you need to understand the importance of storytelling. We're going to talk about all of that stuff within this program. So all you have to do is text that phone number, 216-632-4739, and just say, I'm in. And I think it might be on silent over there. It's over there. So, and again, I really want to be able to help, because if Antisocial trusted me enough, y'all, to come here to provide this value, then y'all know that I'm somewhat good at what I do. And the results actually speak for themselves. I don't have my slides. And Claude, you had an amazing slides too, by the way. So I want to give you a hand. But I just want to be able to serve. So any questions before I sit down? Whatever the question is, and don't be looking at your neighbor and saying, hey, well, we'll ask that, but they're probably going to think that was a dumb question. It's not. Talk to me. What's your questions, y'all? What y'all got? Yes.
Hello. Hello, my name is Jessica, just with the juice. Thank you.
Just with the juice. Just with the juice. She got it. She got it. Just with the juice. That's nice.
You are a great motivational speaker.
Thank you.
That's a passion of mine as well. So
Awesome.
my one question would be that very first time you had to speak in public. How do you feel? How did it make you feel at that moment? I'm doing that very first time.
I was scared out of my mind. I felt like I was gonna peel myself. And so here's where it was. And I didn't even have to give a long speech, but this was at the Word Church. And I was tasked with just introducing Pastor Vernon, like hyping the crowd up. And I walked up those steps and everybody was cheering for me because it's like they knew me as Manny Hall, this little young dude. I think I was a minister at the time. And I looked at everybody and my legs started like shaking really, really bad. And I was just like, oh, shoot, I think I'm about to fall. And as I'm looking, I said what I needed to say and I started stumbling over my words. And as I sat back down, the thought that came to me was, you were only afraid because you're not good at this. And that was my breakthrough right there. So I started listening to people like Jim Rome, Eric Thomas, all these great speakers on YouTube to see all of these different styles, to see where I can like blend in some myself. Through learning, I learned the importance of like voice inflection to like I'm making a point. I might be a little bit louder right now, but then when I really want to drill home, I might start talking real soft to make sure that you really understand the point I'm making. And when I do that, you're captivated. Like I got you in there. So it's like you learn all of these different things by just learning. Other people do it, emulating what they do, but then practicing and being okay with making mistakes, with failing, not looking that perfect. All of us as business owners right here, if we ain't hit $1 million yet, then we're still growing. We're still learning, y'all. So it's going to be okay to make some mistakes. It's going to be okay not to look super terrific because maybe that's been the fear of you is like hoping to look like you got it all the way together already. You really don't. You just started. Why are these weird expectations on us? Now, this doesn't mean you can't show up with your posture a certain way. And this also alludes to everybody in this room. This ain't just me. All of us, y'all, we got to think about our health. We got to think about our mindset. We have to think about the foods that we're eating. We got to think about working out. And you could say, well, man, I should be able to do whatever I want to do. But mental health too. But because when we take initiative on our health with the foods that we eat and the stuff that we're drinking, then we're taking ourselves much more serious too. And it don't matter what size you are. You could be the thinnest person in here. You could be the biggest person here. We all got to think about our health. And so with that in mind, that helps your brand become more explosive because then when you show up, I'm not like, oh man, this big old belly. And that's how it used to be for me. Like I was around the same size and this belly, bro, would just be sticking out. So like shirts like this outfit, it wouldn't. This is one of the reasons why I wore the vest today, y'all, because I'm still not there. So I'm just going to be real. If I would have wore this outside of the vest, then maybe one of the buttons would have been popping out and y'all would have been seeing stuff. But I put the vest on to cover that. So it's got to be wise, right? But I'm saying, saying all that to say is that I'm constantly working on me so that my presentation and everything else can be better. All right, any other questions? You're very welcome. You said you had one?
Oh, no, I'm just saying thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I was just going to ask, you know, a lot of the people, you know, that kind of meet, they the biggest thing is that they get in their own way so much. Mm-hmm. And so what advice do you give to people to, you know, because again, you know, the problem really is the problem is so much baggage that may have been carried from years ago. Yeah. What advice do you have when you come across that, you know, to share with people on how to overcome that?
That's a great question. So the first thing that I do always is, you want me to be quiet? Should I be quiet? Do we gotta go? Okay. I thought you was coming up. You know, normally in these kind of things, they come up like, they start looking at you like. And the look is, hey, bro, it's time to shut up. You've been talking for a very long time because you exit stage left. I just want to make sure. But one of the things that I always suggest is to start to examine the thoughts that you're constantly thinking. And there's a really great book by Joe Dispenza called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And he talks about like, start to think about what you've been thinking about. And if these thoughts have been primarily negative, has been real low vibration, low energy, when your friends are always telling like, you always complain. Like, no, I don't. I just be venting. Like, no, you be complaining about stuff all the time. Then you start to examine yourself more and more, because these thoughts that normally, Claude, would go unaware because you're not even consciously thinking about it, those are the things that kind of keep us stuck for years. But when you start examining and say, you know what, in the morning I'll always wake up stressed out about money. I'm always fearful. I'm always doubting myself. Every time I pick up the phone about to do a social media post, I feel like ain't nobody gonna like it. Why do I feel that way? Oh, I feel that way because I don't really think I got a good product in the first place. It's underdeveloped. Think about your grandma, your auntie, right? She made a pound cake, and the pound cake wasn't done yet, but she was so thirsty. You said, I'm gonna take it out of the oven. I did that one time, and it was not good. It looked nice on the outside, but on the inside, it was underdeveloped. It wasn't done yet. So I would really highly suggest to really constantly look at these thoughts that you're thinking up against where you want to be, and stay focused on being that person that you want to become in your business. These successful people that you like on Instagram, start to really look at what they're doing behind the scenes, not just what they're showing you on Instagram. If they're talking about they reading books, what books are they reading? What suppliers are they talking to? What kind of heavy hitters do they have around them? Are they going to conferences and meeting other successful people? Are they allowing themselves to get into partnerships and collaborations? Like when Sylvan and I, amazing photographer, videographer, everything back here, when him and I first started, I said, hey bro, I got this skill set that I can help you with your brand, and you got something dope. You can help me with my brand by providing great pictures and video. How about neither one of us pay anything? He said, that sounds cool. So we did it, y'all. I didn't say, well, I can't show up because I don't have any money to hire a photographer, and if I had a photographer, then everything would be great. No, I got one by using my skill. So what if you use your skill with some other people and say, look, let's partner, let's collaborate, let's barter. I got this, you got this. Let's work together. So many different ways. So resources should never be an issue for you ever again in your life, because some of the stuff, even that I'm teaching you right now, you can start showing up and become a key person to influence, like Nicole has. I got to shout you out, Nicole, because you did your thing. I gave you a little bit of information. You said, got it. You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm about to get out here and make it happen. And she is one of the top authors in Cleveland. And the only reason, now, this is no shade to you, Nicole. There might be 30 other people that have better books than her. But guess why these other 30 people ain't getting no sales? Because they're not doing what she's doing. That's the only separation. It be seeming like, bro, with your art, if more people knew about you, you'll be $1 million photographer. Easily. That's not far-fetched. You'll be like, well, no, I don't think millions, Manny. Millions. Sylvan, some of the conversations that we have, sometimes Sylvan don't even want to talk to me. He'd be like, all right, man, I'll talk to you next week, bro.
Hey, can I just add, the gentleman with the art?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do know that that's your intellectual property, right? You can patent it, copyright it, license it, and sell it almost indefinitely, right? When I filed the copyright for my first book, I was wondering like what the big deal was, right? That copyright will last 90 years.
Nice.
I'll be long dead.
Wow.
And hopefully my grandkids will still be making a couple dollars.
Wow. Look
right?
at that.
Not everything. So, think about that, so definitely, like Manny's saying, pursue that, because that's not just one painting.
Right.
Think, how can I license this painting and get prints off of it? How can I then sell those prints on Etsy or Amazon?
Yeah.
How can I then license that to a printing company, right? Or eventually maybe sell the rights to that to somebody else for millions, and guess what? You go make another one, right? And keep doing it.
Easily.
Rinse and repeat.
Easily.
Nicole's books, right? She's gonna keep literary rights for generations. 70 years from now, she'll still be making money off these books. So, but see, we don't
to that same
that
point,
stuff.
Claude, and that's a great point. I want to make sure I say it before I forget. But y'all heard of the book Moby Dick? Research showed y'all that Moby Dick ain't even get popular till like 20 years after he died. So it's just like while he was living, he ain't have many whore. I would have told him, said, bro, we got to put your brand out there, bro. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? But while he was out there, he struggled with insecurity. He struggled with trust issues. He struggled with rejection and people liking him. Somebody amazing got a hold of his book and said, this thing is a beast. I got to share this with all my friends. And then he blew up. Dude been dead. Think about Colonel Sanders, KFC. He ain't get popping until he was like 73 years old. Wasting all this time. Well, I don't want anybody to not like me because it hurts my feelings when everyone doesn't like me. You got to get past that, y'all. Any questions before I go? I'm going to sit down and be quiet now.
I'm trying to act like we silencing you in the closet and stuff.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys all for coming. It's amazing to have you guys here, to have your support, to be able to bring all you guys together, and to be able to have Claude speak and Danny speak and have him pour into you guys and hopefully give you things that you're actually going to execute on now.